Pittsburgh Steelers fans, it is time once again for another episode of Tales from 2 a.m. My name is Bryan Anthony Davis, the podcast producer at BehindTheSteelCurtain.com, and it's so great to be with you all once again as we embark into the preseason. Yes, off season, over. It's gone. It's done. Isn't that awesome? I think it's awesome because for me, I love when the Steelers are gearing up, getting ready to go. It feels so good. And it is. And we're back and we're ready and things are happening. A wild week last week for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So good morning to all of you, no matter where you are, what time it is on your clock, on your smartwatch, on your sundial. I don't care. You know what time it is? It's got to be 2 a.m. somewhere, right? All right, first one in this morning, Eric Askew. Congratulations. Eric says, good morning. I got to say good morning. I have been up since about 7 a.m. this morning. Actually, before that, about 6:30, 6:25. I've been looking at some stuff. And then I'm getting ready, trying to get back into the world from my week off. And I had a week off. I was in the woods with the greatest scout troop that a scoutmaster can ask for. But I got to tell you, I'm gearing up. So I was getting ready for the show. This show was supposed to start at about 8:45 this morning. That I just wiped out. So please excuse me for that. Mrs. Bad had the Olympics on in the background, so we're watching the Olympics. I've got my Summer Games 1984 t-shirt on, so I'm feeling good. And I'm watching the Olympics yesterday, and something made me wonder. I was watching swimming, and in lane 7, heat 7, I'm like, wait, are the Harbaughs in the Olympics? Because all it said was heat 7, Wangs. I was like, wow, Wangs. That means the Harbaughs were in the Olympics. How about that? I could not believe that. But hey, it's great to see all of you. I had a great week off. Thanks for everybody who filled in for me or just let me have the week off as I could take care of some scouting stuff. Tony and Shannon did a great job on Tales. Actually, what show do we do now? On The Hangover. Gosh, I'm feeling hungover. How about that? Then Jeff and Dave taking over the reins, so I didn't have to be on the preview as well. I also want to thank my man, Jeffrey Benedict and Michael Beck, for bringing in our new guys, the Power Half Hour, the Steelers Power Half Hour. So Paul, Chris, and Joe were on that show as well. They had a chance to debut. Their show is coming up next week. And we have more shows coming up. We've got Jeremy debuting the Steelers Fantasy Fix coming up this week. So lots of great stuff happening. We have our own training camp. We're doing it just like the Steelers are in the training camp. Here we are as well. So BTSC has their own training camp as we're getting ready for a great 2021 season. And what are you thinking? If I look back at the week that was, I usually go by my comical article. I haven't finished it yet. So what I'm going to say now is let's help me out with the week that was. Let's think about this. On Monday, we find out that Mr. Howard decided that he didn't want to, the Steelers reached out to him, but maybe the money wasn't right. We don't know what really happened, but that's okay. That's fine because Melvin Ingram comes into the mix and he loves the Steeler way. And he's saying he's 100 to 200% healthy. And check out the number he's going to wear. He wore 54 as a Los Angeles Charger. He's not wearing 54. Do you know the number that he's wearing? He's looking towards the great one, Kobe Bryant. He wore 44 in high school, 4 plus 4 is 8. Little tribute to Kobe. We're going to have a linebacker wearing number 8 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. How cool is that? That's absolutely crazy to me. And I think it's going to stand out and look pretty neat if you ask me. If you're traditional, you might not love it, but who's traditional anymore? That'll be cool. Melvin Ingram, welcome to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers started camp this week. Gotta love that, right? That's amazing. Then we got word on Wednesday, though. Vinny Viti retires. Wow. Didn't see that coming. I guess he felt like he wasn't where he needed to be. Really hasn't come out completely why he retired. But now Vinny Viti is a former Pittsburgh Steelers. Vince Williams, fantastic Pittsburgh Steelers, number 98. We will miss you. A great Steeler linebacker. I love it. Great personality as well, too. If you ever followed him on social media, that guy was personality personified, which makes me think. I got to ask you, hashtag bad company. Let's think about this. Who has the most personality in Pittsburgh Steelers history? Let's do an all-time team. Let's go, as the baby would say. And I learned this from my campers this week. I never heard of the baby before. Now they're calling me the Bryan because they taught me this. Let's go. So I did not know what that meant. So now it's let's go. And let's put this together. The all-personality team. We are going to go. Don't throw them in yet. We're going to go quarterback all the way to safety. We're going to go down the line. So let's go ahead and do that together. Anything you want to mention as well, feel free to do that. We're throwing out some names already, and we're going to consider them, but let's go from the beginning. All right? So let's take a look at that. Let's start with quarterback. The obvious quarterback that you would think of, because we've had the last 17 years of Ben Roethlisberger. We probably think of Big Ben. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to go with Dave Shipley here. I'm going to say Terry Bradshaw as far as the most personality ever for a Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback. He's still doing it today for Fox Sports at every commercial that you want to see, every movie. It's Terry Bradshaw, Snowman, Brian Brown, everybody's agreeing. So let's just mark that one down and say the number one personality in Pittsburgh Steelers history behind center at quarterback, number 12, Terry Bradshaw. Anybody in disagreement of that?
For the Pittsburgh Steelers in the NFL between 1970 and 1983.
Thank you, Siri. Siri, I was just trying to move my phone. She heard me say Terry Bradshaw, and she just told me exactly what he did. Wow, Siri, you're good. That's all. Actually, instead of Siri, let's just call her Scary. Man, wow. Man, bump it, and that's what happens. All right, let's go to the running back position. Now, lots of running backs in Pittsburgh Steelers history. And you got to think here. We just had James Conner. James Conner was more subdued as far as personality goes. Great guy. But let's look at the great running backs as far as personality. Franco had a great personality. Franco Harris, absolutely fantastic personality. When I think of personality, though, I would think of Jerome Bettis. There's other guys there, too. Fast Willie Parker, Snowman says, I like that. Fast Willie Parker had a great personality. Then we have some people saying, Dave Shipley saying, it's going to be a tie, Bettis and Franco. Let's break the tie. And then Matt Stofko throws in one here. from left field, Rocky Bleier. I can honestly say that Rocky Bleier could be one of the great personalities ever to play at running back for the Steelers too. So far it's looking like the bus. It's looking like Franco. George Teston just says he's just made his own guy. Franco Bettis. Franco Bettis. Now at running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers, please welcome Franco Bettis. Yeah. That would be great. Eric Askew's loving the Bleier thing. He's saying Bettis too. Looks like Bettis is getting a lot of the votes here on the live chat. What are you all thinking? You thinking good with Bettis? Or are we saying Franco? Could I throw in my vote? I am going to agree with a lot of you. Now we're getting late. We're getting some late votes here for Najee Harris. Sean Manahan. Brian Brown says Najee seems to have it. We'll see. Yeah. Everyone's saying definitely Bettis. I need to throw in a vote that none of you said. I've got to go with the French Count. John Frenchie Fuqua. That guy has personality like you would not believe. I had a chance to drive him to the airport back in 2008. I corresponded with him for a little bit too. The guy dressed in the 70s like he was ready for the club every single night, or ready to have his own stable of ladies, if you know what I mean, with the velvet. He looked like a pimp. It was great. He had goldfish in his platform shoes. Wow. That was absolutely amazing to me. You got to throw in personality. A lot of people didn't know Frenchie Fuqua, but you got to throw him in too. So let's throw these guys on the list. Everyone's saying definitely Bettis. So we're going to go with the bus here. And what we'll do is we'll have some honorable mention with the French Count. And because I threw him in, and we're going to throw in Franco as well. McEldew says Merrill Hodge. Merrill had a good personality as well. Well, most of these guys did. But we're talking about great personalities. It's probably going to be Bettis at running back. Let's go ahead and look at, we're not going to really look at the fullback position here. But anytime I talk about the greatest fullbacks in Pittsburgh Steelers history, I'm just going to throw in John L. Williams. I don't know what his personality was like as well, but it's always John L. Williams for me. Wasn't here long, but he was awesome. If you know bad, you know, if we're talking fullback, it's John L. That's it. Franco could be considered a fullback because back then he was a fullback, but the position has kind of changed. Now let's do this. Let's go ahead and take a look at the wide receiver position. This is going to be crazy. My gosh. We'll have to take two here. We will have to take two. Because the wide receiver position, starting position, we're gonna have two on the field anyways. Captain Underpants, very funny here. Says AB had the most personalities, so I guess he gets the nod here. Yeah, you got to really look at AB as far as the guy had personality before everything went awry. Man, as far as a fan favorite, the way he took care of the fans, as far as just like autographs. I remember on Christmas Eve one night, this was like 2014, looking at Facebook, and he's like, hey, everybody, Christmas Eve, everybody, let me know who I should call. Give me your contact information. Who should I call on Christmas Eve to wish him a Merry Christmas? Amazing. Absolutely amazing. The guy had a lot of personality. You might not like what happened in the last couple of years, but when you look at the big picture, AB had personality. You could vote for him too. Matt Stofko throws in Hines Ward. Sean Manahan does too. Eric Askew. Hines Ward, I would have to say you would have to put Hines Ward there. I think that would be something we would have to say. Hines Ward definitely gets a nod. Tate Boy says this: have you seen Swan and Ward smile? That's great. That's great stuff. Speaking of Tate Boys, he has a podcast going on YouTube. Check him out. Tate, let us know the name of that podcast on YouTube. Give you a chance to get some looks. Good stuff. His group there, I really like it. It is a good sports show. I only got to see a little bit of it because I was in a tent the other night trying to watch it. And tell you what happened. This is crazy. The other night, it was Thursday night going into Friday. Man, I think that's why I'm still just really tired. And the reason I'm really tired is it's about 2:30 in the morning. I just hear this rustling. And I'm in a tent by myself. Scoutmaster gets his own tent. And I hear all this rustling. And I'm like, all right, there's something out there. And I want to check it out, but I don't want to spook it. I mean, if it is a bear or it was probably a raccoon or something, but I'll just go back to sleep. It's no big deal. Then it's just like louder and louder for about 20 minutes. I'm like, all right, lights on, break out the phone, see if I could get a little bit of service because the service was bad up there. Get a little bit of service and just start working. And that's what I did. And I came across a message from Tate Boys. I'm like, I think I'm going to take a peek at his show. And my service wasn't that great, so I couldn't do it. But check out the Know It Alls podcast, KNOITALLZ. It's good stuff. Really good stuff. We'll have to get Tate on a show coming up. We'll do that. Yancey Thigpen. We're getting some votes from Yancey Thigpen. Man, I think Lynn Swan was all personality. Really think you got to look at Lynn. It was no one you know saying it was Bigfoot. So it was Brian Brown. That was great. So Bigfoot. Can you imagine Jeff Hartman and Dave Schofield come on the show? Bad won't be with us. He was attacked by Bigfoot. So there will be no Tales from 2 a.m. for the next ever because the Yeti might have gotten me, but that was in college, and that's a 2 a.m. story, but we'll talk about that another time. I don't know what's going on with Brian Brown, but apparently Snowman's asking, how was your date last night? I don't know what's up. I've been gone. Man, I'm in a tent for a week. Bad companies going on. Hashtag bad companies going on dates. I don't know about it. Well, if you had a date, great. Great, Brian Brown. I think that's awesome. Hope it went well. I know, really, if you want to have a great date, what you do, you put on my podcasts. I used to put Lionel Richie on the car in my dates, but a Bad Company podcast, go in the live chat of Touchdown Under on a Saturday night. Oh, instant second date. Got to tell you that. So a lot of people are saying Ward and Swan. Ward and Swan. No AB? You're not. We got some Yancey Thigpens in here. And let's throw in a slot receiver. So let's say Ward, Swan, and AB. Really good stuff in there. I'm not bringing up NVR, NDR, but it's making me laugh. Tate Boys wants to know what Lionel Richie song for the score. Every Mrs. Bad will tell you. I played Lionel Richie greatest hits all the time, like on dates. That was my go-to. There wasn't really an exact song, but if you know me, anywhere, I still say to this day, I tell everybody, hey, I'm easy like Sunday morning. But easy, people don't realize easy's a breakup song. So is still's a breakup song. But when you just hear it, you're like, oh yeah, Lionel Richie's he's making it right. So I would probably say, if I'm talking about the best Lionel Richie song for a date soundtrack, it's got to be two. It's going to be Commodore's song, Brick House. Brick House. That's got the beat. And when I saw Lionel Richie in concert in Pittsburgh in the Civic Arena in 1984, he said, this is the one song that when they played, the women would just go, shh. Lionel Richie said it himself, the women loved Brick House. The other one, it's got to be Truly. You put Truly on, great tune. Great tune. So, but Lionel Richie greatest hits, it was awesome. NVR, NDR. I gotta bring this up. I like Faith No More's version of Easy. Saw Faith No More in concert. Love that tune too. That was my early DJ days. I love it. Hey, Just Me's in the house. Happy Sunday, family. Happy Sunday, Just Me. Good morning. Sean Manahan asks this question: is AB really a Steeler the way he left? Yep. No denying that. He is a Steeler. That would be like saying that. That would be like asking, wow, I'm going to stir up a hornet's nest. That would be like saying, is Troy Polamalu still a Steeler the way he left? Because he didn't leave in a bad way, but he left with a bad taste. Terry Bradshaw left with a bad taste. So it could be like that. What he did when he was here as a Steeler in those years, we can't erase it. It'd be hard to do. If I'm wrong, tell me. I appreciate that. I'm still counting AB as a Steeler. He's a Buccaneer right now. Sean Manahan said, yeah, they made him retire. Absolutely. But guess what? Troy, he didn't want to retire. They made him. He had a bad taste. So he might want nothing to do with the team. AB did burn people down. I get it. He burned Ben and Tomlin. But there's a lot more going on there. There's a lot more riddling around in that cranium that's that maybe Vontez Burfict caused. Wait a second. NDR, my middle school English teacher said he was a touring member of the Commodores. That is absolutely awesome. I don't know who your middle school English teacher was. He is now a charter member of #Bad Company. Honorary member. He's in. He is definitely in. Bad Company wants the English teacher in there. That's great. I taught communications this week at Scout Camp too. That was a lot of fun. They were all like here. It was the last class of the day, and I come in, I stirred them up. It was like a podcast every single day. And I got them going, and they all got merit badges. The first time all summer that the communication classes all got merit badges because we got them going. We did the Bad Company trick on them. We got them inspired. It was fun. Let's do this. Let's take a break. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to look at more personality from the Pittsburgh Steelers perspective. Lots of P's in there. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, just take a quick break. We stretch it. We'll be back right after this. If you are on any of our podcast platforms, if it's Wednesday, that's cool. You're riding in your car, you're listening to this, just switch on over to number 2. It's really simple. It's just like a boop, just a click. Your smartphone or your device will not go boop, but that's what I'm doing here. So with that being said, let's be back right after this on Tales from 2 a.m. I'm not doing that again. Welcome back from Tales from 2 a.m. Welcome back to, how about that? Welcome back to Tales from 2 a.m. My name is Bryan Anthony Davis, the podcast producer. Had a week off in the woods. Man, since Saturday, I've been taking some naps. I am absolutely tired. But I'm glad to be back. I missed you guys. I really missed #Bad Company. I really missed BTSC's family of podcasts and everybody in the live chat that hangs out on all of those shows. And I even missed Dave Schofield and Jeff Hartman. I missed those guys. So, as well as everybody else on the network, it's great to be back here. We're talking about Bigfoot. We're talking about Lionel Richie songs, but we're talking about the most personality in Pittsburgh Steelers lore. And that's what we are going to be doing. Looks like we have some people down for the count, not feeling that great this week in #Bad Company. I hope you're all feeling better. And if I missed anything in the live chat, I do apologize. You know me, I don't multitask. Mrs. Bad will tell you, I do not multitask well. So I'm trying. So if you need to let me know, put it on there again. George Teston asks, are the Scouts co-ed now? Yes and no. Yes, they are, but they're separate troops completely. My daughter was there at Scout Camp as well, but she was in her own troop. She's not in our troop. Now, they're co-ed in classes. They're co-ed. They mix through, but we keep a very good eye on them. And they are not at the same campsite. Their tents are not anywhere near each other. And that's something that we make sure for many reasons. But the girls' troops, I will tell you this, they are organized. They are fantastic. They take it to the boys. They really do. Fantastic groups. Really glad to have them there. They get a great experience as well. And it's a good feeling to have all kind of scouts, no matter the gender. They're working together. But at night, they're in separate sites, and that's good too. So anyway, I got to tell you this. I talked to a lot of Steelers. I met some BTSC fans there that knew about BTSC. Had no clue that I was on it. Had no clue. They didn't realize that. They go to the website and like, well, go to the podcasts. So it was so much fun. It was one of the best weeks of my life again, but this year, no issues whatsoever. My group, they were really pumped. They had a lot of fun and no one fought. It was really weird. I think being off for COVID, missing it last year, they missed being at camp. And so they were back and they were on their best behavior. I think it was great. I love this. Now, I'm going to say, Jerry Cherry says, come on, feel the noise, girls rock the boys. Now, if you're going to say Quiet Riot, you can, but Jerry Cherry would probably correct me because that's originally a song by Slade, I believe 1973, one of the greatest rock bands in England's history. If you don't know Slade, you know the song Run, Run Away from 1984. It is a great song, but Slade was a really good rock band. But we probably wouldn't know it if it wasn't for Quiet Riot. So come on, feel the noise. There you go. Check out some Slade. Man, we're throwing out Bigfoot, Lionel Richie. Now we've got Slade and Quiet Riot. We've got the scouting movement. We've got so much to talk about. It's great. We had to, at Scout Camp, we had to, on Thursday for Spirit Week, it was Sports Jersey Day. What jersey do you think I wore? I'm going to let you guess. I will let you guess which jersey I wore. Yes, it was a Steelers jersey. But which one do you think I wore? So throw it in there. I wore this make your own Maryland helmet because I represent the state of Maryland, and the back, our numbers on the back have the Maryland flag in it. I did not wear the BJ Finney pants, Garrett. That goes against so many things. That would be not scout appropriate to wear those pants. I would just say that it's not appropriate for anywhere for me to wear those pants. I got to bring up Just Me. I love Just Me. I enjoy your calm voice and stories on Sunday morning, not your singing as much. LOL bad. Yeah, I did sing in front of the whole scout camp on the final night. My wife was there, just Mrs. Bad was like, oh, he's singing. Oh no. My daughter's like, oh, in front of 300 people, me and another guy, we're singing. I guess I'm just a show off. I guess that's okay. Wasn't a scout as a kid, and I had a chance to go there and as a leader, it's a lot of fun. So anybody have a guess of what number I wore? Nobody. I'm going to tell you. We did not wear 43. NVR guess is 43. Dave Shipley says 86. Nope. Did not wear 86 either. 50. Did not wear 50. He's going into the Hall of Fame, my friends. Not 7. And it's not because he's going to the Hall of Fame that I wore the jersey. 32. Nope. I wore the jersey because not 00. I wore this certain jersey because we are Troop 66 in Maryland. And so I wore Alan Faneca. So it was for 2 reasons. We're Troop 66. That's cool. And also, Big Al's going into the Hall of Fame. Alan Faneca is going to the Hall of Fame in just another week. How cool is that? So I got to wear my number 66. I was going to wear Mario Lemieux, but because it was white, it would have been nice. And there's a lot of Capitals fans around me, but that's a heavy, heavy jersey. And I didn't want to be wearing that all day long. So I did not wear 66 for Mario. I wanted to pay tribute to Mr. Faneca. So there we are. Let's talk about more personalities. We just talked about Big Al. Bad, how many jerseys do you have? I don't even know. I lost count. I'm not sure. I quit buying though. I have not bought one in a long, long time. Well, like 4 months, but I'm done for a while. So I'm gonna stand pat a little bit. I need to lose a couple LBs too, and then have my jerseys fit a little bit better. But anyways, let's talk about the offensive line, and then we'll go to the tight end position. Who are we going to put on the offensive line? Best personalities. Who would we put? I threw off Brian Brown with Big Al because they used to call Alan Faneca Big Al at one point too. So I'm going to throw out one as a great personality, Jerry Moon Mullins. Mullins had a great personality back in the day. Garrett Slingerland. This is the next guy I was going to throw up there. Pouncey. Pouncey's probably one with a great personality. Let me bring up the Big Ragu. Let's do this. Yeah, I just didn't shave for 2 days. That's why, Tape Boys. I just didn't shave. This is going away. I need to shave. I think Ramon Foster's a good one. Snowman's right, though. We have got a current Steeler that leads as far as offensive linemen go. Zach Banner. I think probably the greatest personality as far as an offensive lineman goes. I'd probably say Zach. I think the Hulk Banner, yeah. That interview we had with him last year on BTSC, that was brilliant. He was so good. He was so fun. He told us he would take David out of Vegas. Just Me has 6 jerseys and 3 BTSC shirts. That's awesome. You have more BTSC shirts than I have BTSC shirts. How about that? Dave Shipley. I like this one. Ray Mansfield, Zach Banner, Ramon Foster, and Tunch. Tunch is definitely a great personality. And then you got to throw in Wolf. Thrown in personalities. So let's do this. Let's put Pouncey at center. Let's put Zach Banner at the tackle position. Let's go ahead and put Ramon and Tunch at guard. And let's put Wolf at tackle. Wolf played both tackle and guard at times too, so did Tunch. So let's make that our top 5. I think that's a pretty good top 5. There's our starting offensive line. I like it. Tight end. This is tough for me. Who has the most personality of tight ends in Pittsburgh Steelers history? It would be hard to say Heath. Heath was a quiet guy. He's the greatest tight end. Matt Stofko says we never had a tight end with notable personality. Dave Shipley says Benny Cunningham, 100%. Maybe Benny. I have a hard time with Heath because he was just, like I said, he was reserved. Mark Bruner was a reserved guy. Maybe the tight end position is just a reserved position. Eric Green, maybe? Randy Grossman? Randy Grossman was kind of reserved too. Maybe Eric Green. Maybe Green is your tight end with the most personality there. Benny Cunningham, maybe Cunningham. Ebron has personality. Yeah. So I tell you what, let's make that a viewer's choice. I'm just going to go ahead and put my vote in. Let's go ahead with Eric Green on that. But you really can't go wrong. I think Ebron is up there too. All right, that's the offense. Let's take a look at the defense. Oh, we've got personalities on the defense. Let's look at the defensive line. Are we going to go big snack Casey Hampton on the defensive line? Is it going to be Cam? It's got to be, for me, I'm thinking it's a guy like Mean Joe. Joe Green. Joe Green's one of the guys up there. Ernie Holmes. He had an arrow in his head. He had personality. L.C. Greenwood, Portland Quenba says, we only need one pin, Rodney, commercials for light beer. Yeah, he had personality. Let's just name the personalities on the defensive line. Kiesel. Garrett Slingerland says Brett Kiesel. Yeah, Brett Kiesel definitely had amazing personality. So let's look at that. Let's throw in. We definitely got to say LC. We've definitely got to say Mean Joe. We're going to have to, let's put Kiesel in there too. I like that. LC and Cam. That's our 4. We'll go with a 4-3 there. There we go. I like that. I like the beard being in there. All right, linebacker. This could go on forever. We're getting a lot of Joey Porters. Joey Porter had personality. And if you're talking about the number 1 personality as far as linebackers, I think Joey Porter is it. He was personality personified. Joey's there. James Harrison had a different personality. A few people throwing up James Harrison. I think that's James Harrison's for me, he had a subdued, menacing personality. It was a big personality, but it was menacing. Lambert, yeah. Definitely Lambert. Definitely Joey Porter. Let's get it. There we go. George Teston. Kevin Green. Kevin Green was all personality as well. Let's go with those guys. We could put James Harrison in there. We definitely could be. NPR NDR says D. Bush seems to be getting a little personality going on as of late. Yes, he does. Definitely seen who he is. That's awesome. Let's look at the defensive backfield. We'll start with corners. Who at corner are you going to put with the biggest personality? Rod Woodson had a great personality. He definitely did. Deshae Townsend was kind of subdued. But if I'm looking at one guy that I think of with amazing personality at the corner position, it's got to be Face Me Ike. It's got to be Ike Taylor. We got some votes for Mel Blount there. We just got a late one for linebacker, and it's Moats. Arthur Moats. We're seeing a lot of personality of him in the media. Moats had a great personality at linebacker. We got to think about Moats too. Got some votes for Joe Hayden and Willie Gay. Mel Blount had personality. I like Ike and Woodson. I like that one. I really do. Antoine Valentino Blake. Yep, Steeler Nation 412. I remember Antoine. So those are the two we'll go with. We'll go with three. That's cool. Let's throw in let's go with Blount, Ike, and Woodson. That's pretty good. All right. Defensive backfield. This one's there's a number one safety that you cannot deny. Ryan Clark. We saw it out there. Clark, as far as personality, boom. A lot of people were saying Polamalu. Polamalu had a very subdued personality. When I think of a guy at safety, besides Ryan Clark, I'm thinking Lethon Flowers. That guy would grab the mic, and he was another Joey Porter. He would spout off. He'd say a lot of stuff that you're like, oh, why'd you say that? But Lee Flowers, man, seeing the paper champions. Oh, yeah, I've got to say that. Polamalu's play was personality, says Sean Manahan. I get it. But he spoke on the field, not to the media, as NDR says. Donnie Shell, I thought he had personality, but to me, he was a lot like Polamalu. So for me, I'm thinking guys like Clark. Clark, definitely. I think Flowers got to be in there. Let's throw him on the list. Good thing about this list, it's just Bad Company's list. It's not like it's going to make any national publication. If it does, I'll give you guys all the credit in the world. How about that? All right, let's wrap this up with kickers and punters. What kicker? Do kickers even have personalities? I don't know if they do. Punters. I don't know. Punters, there's one guy. It's an easy one for punter. The guy was a jokester. It was Josh Miller. I do remember Belton Hall. He wanted to fight Mike Tyson. After his rookie year, he wanted to fight Mike Tyson. But Josh Miller, he had an extensive Pez collection. He's the guy you got to go with. Jeff Reed, 100%. I agree with that. Somebody put in Dave Schofield as the kicker. Dave Schofield has great personality. Gardaki, that's a good vote. For me, I think it's Jeff Reed. Yeah, he was out there. The King Presley. Ooh, Check that out. Check that out. We're getting a vote for the king. I like it. Reed was definitely a jokester. Josh Miller. I think those are the guys there too. Let's do one more. Let's do one more. Coach. It's not Chuck Noll. Chuck Noll had a personality. It's got to be Cower. I would probably say Cower is as your most personable coach of them all. Oh, I've got some hashtags, and I saw the word beehive, so I got to bring up Lumberzack. Hey, you BTSC fam. Glad I could catch a show live for the first time in a while. Bone to pick, though. Hashtag Bad Company is really good, but doesn't hold a candle to Bad's beehive. Let's get a poll out there. Oh, wow. Wants to change our name to Bad's beehive. I love it. I haven't thought of Sapphire for a week, man. Gosh, what am I going to do? McEldo wants to do kick returner. We can do kick returner. My brain's not thinking about a kick returner, though. Somebody throw out a kick returner with great personality. I know they're out there. Hey, Ray. There you go. Let's throw in Ray and be done with that. Hey, glad we had a lot of fun today. We're gearing up. It's going to be another big week. Next thing you know, we're going to have a football game to talk about. How about that? There's going to be a football game really soon to talk about when we have the Hall of Fame game. It's around the corner. Steelers, Cowboys. We're going to have Hall of Fame inductions pretty soon. We're going to have all that. It's football season, my friends. It's the preseason, and that's what it is. And hashtag Bad Company, we're going to be there together. And for my man Lumberzack, hashtag Bad's Beehive. I think we're going to have to keep hashtag Bad Company. But August 5th, baby, is what Steelers Nation 412 says. 11 more days. I'm loving it. But I'm loving it. And you know what? I got to say this. I'm going to apologize now to just me. I will not sing for another 7 days. Might have to sing next week in 2 a.m. And I know she's 3 hours behind. So it's 8:24 and hearing me sing songs, sing quiet, right? That's not a good thing. And I feel you. So I'll try to lay off of that. All right. With that being said, do 3 things for me. Be safe. Be true to yourself. And always be behind the steel curtain. I love you all. Thank you so much for celebrating the preseason, for supporting BTSC, and loving the black and gold just like I do. We will see you next week. Love you, hashtag BTSC Bad Company.